essentially mean how we make things and how the material and parts get delivered to a factory, so we can manufacture things and manufacture them here. How we move things, how a finished product moves from a factory to a store to your home. The Port of Los Angeles announced today that it's going to begin operating 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This follows the Port of Long Beach's commitment to 24/7 that it announced just weeks ago. That means an increase in the hours for workers.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I wanted to talk about this food shortage supposedly that's going on right now in the US and perhaps across the world, okay? But I want to talk about what's going on here in the United States. First of all, I believe it's a bunch of bullshit, okay? First of all, the first time you hear about a food shortage is from China. Walmart. People, when was the last time that you actually heard or seen a mob of people scavenging for food? Seriously, we've all seen it on movies, so that makes sense. But never in real life have you ever seen anybody fighting in line over food. To me, that's what comes to mind when you talk about a food shortage. You're talking about the desperation of people grabbing what they can and stealing what they can, and just running with it. To me, that's what a food shortage actually means. So to put this out in the public and say we have a food shortage, the panic is going to start, okay? So this is the reality here, and this is what I really want to discuss. I don't know if you people realize this, but there's a reason why the government issues commodities, and this has been going on since Roosevelt has been in office, okay? You hear about the free cheese, free butter, even free powdered milk, okay? Commodities, the U.S., DA, Food Administration, okay? The government, they supply the food that, if there ever was a food shortage, okay? When you go to your local supermarket, there's food on the shelves. It's never going to run out. Now here's where I think where the panic comes is the food supply with the shipments being stopped and everybody deciding that they want to decide what's right for them and their body, so they decide not to expose themselves to what they don't feel they need to be exposed to. So either they resign or they get fired, and that's reality here, okay? But before this existed, there was already talk about the ships being docked because of other issues it dealt with, okay? But again, you go to your local Walmart or your local grocery store, there's going to be food on the shelves. Yes, they may be low in certain things, but that's just normal, okay? You go on there a certain day, you're going to see that the stocks on the shelves load up just as fast as it got taken down, okay? To me, I believe the so-called food shortage is nothing but another ploy to spend money and time that doesn't need to be done. You don't need to spend any extra money. You don't need to spend any extra time on this, okay? Don't waste it. One thing I don't want you to get confused is, of course, we all need to be prepared for emergency. That's just common sense. I grew up with the mentality of always stocking, preparing supplies for emergency. Like most families do. Like most family in my area, the state that I live in, that's one of the main things that you do is you prep for emergencies. So I'm used to it, but I know there's certain areas, certain people, they're not used to it. But by now, the 2 years that we've been into this, you should be prepared by now, regardless, okay? And again, I must reiterate this again. In your city, in your town, there's always going to be some type of shelter, some type of commodity. I guess it's access to you to where you're going to have commodities to you, like a local church, a local business. There's always going to be somebody that's offering food commodities, okay? Food supply. So I don't understand, again, the whole concept of saying that it is a food shortage. There is usually a poverty limit qualifying the factor distribution of food when they do have the commodity pantries. But in certain cases, there's exceptions. A lot of you may not be aware, but at the beginning of the school year, every public school, even private schools, were given additional funding and grants for school breakfast and lunch programs across the nation. So again, food shortage. Another thing I want you to also look at, go into your pantry or your food cabinet and look. And I guarantee you that you're going to find expired canned good or a product on your shelf. Why haven't you consumed it? The majority of people either donate their expired food or just throw it out. So America, we are spoiled. We have abundance of food. Every year, thousands of growers and farmers produce locally, donate their produce as well as what they cannot sell to restaurants. Restaurants, cafeterias, and even homeless shelters have to throw out unused food. And also, I want to point this out too. Also on the USD Food Administration website, they state that there is no such thing as a food shortage right now. So this plan to make everyone panic and spending unnecessary amounts of money is ridiculous. Walmart, aka China, will forever be behind our economy and supplies before, during, and after this world event. I mean, if you think back when almost 2 years ago, they were the first chain to respond to the event, but conveniently having signage already up put, and for the warning of, the 6 foot, stay 6 foot back and all this kind of mess, and with the public broadcast rules and regulations broadcasting over their store intercom. And, right now, I guess the main food supply shortage that they are reporting is poultry and snacks. But you know what? Around this time, I do believe it's kind of normal. It's that type of season. It's actually, when people, they stock up for fall, they stock up for winter, they stock up for the holidays. So of course it's going to be a low shortage, because who wants to go out and shop during the holidays? Who wants to go out and shop and be bombarded by the winter blues and have to shop in that? No, I don't want to do that. So of course it's going to be more convenient to shop now and get stocked up. So that's just the normal things like that you have to think about. So, again, what it is you just have to prepare yourself regardless of what's going on. You should have a food supply already in your home. If you have a family especially, you should be prepared. Not just food, but other supplies, medical supplies, sanitary napkins, sanitary supplies, whatever you need, stuff like that you have to think about getting. So like I said, not because of it's a shortage, it's because of the panic. You tell somebody that we're going to run out, the first thing you do is going to go run out and grab all the stuff you can and hoard all the stuff from everybody else. So that's how it becomes a shortage as well. We have to be smart and thrifty. Just like I said, just because it's not really a food shortage, you still have to be smart about it. This is America. And I do believe that we will never run out of food. Every time there's something like this is a perfect way for them to try to demonstrate the power and control they have over us. And that's what I do believe. It's called a Psyop. So psychologically, you're going to think that it's a food shortage and you're automatically going to run out there and grab all this stuff. Like, what, 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago, everybody grabbed all this toilet paper. Couldn't nobody even find the damn toilet paper to wipe their ass because everybody's got 4 or 5 boxes of this stuff in the trunk of their car, and not saving for anybody else. You know, the same with bleach and cleaner. I actually do remember one of my associates actually saying that they bought some hand sanitizer, and this is a true story, bought some hand sanitizer, bought it in huge amounts, and because they needed to stop into another store, they made sure that they locked their door. Who is going to steal some hand sanitizer? You know, it was that type of mindset. And I'm like, when she told me that, I was just like, wow. You know, that's when I just started thinking, okay, we know this is some bullshit, bunch of psyop. Okay. Bottom line is, people, just be smart. Like I've been saying, don't go out and panic. Yes, have a supply ready. Have your food ready in your cabinets for you and your family. Have other supplies. Me being a female, I'm going to need sanitary products. And I'm not trying to be crass about it, but it's true. You're going to run out of these things and you're going to need it. This is what I suggest, and this is what I think I've said before. Plan ahead 6 months. Get a good supply of 6 months. That way you're well into spring. And so when it's time to go shop again, you'll be able to get whatever it is that they restocked up on. Now, this shortage of the meat, particularly the poultry, like I said, this time of year it's normal. This is the season for it. And you know what? So what? Give up meat if it's that serious. We can live without these things, and actually we can live without food. It's water that we need to be concerned about. Water, which is free, by the way. That's what we need to worry about. That is the real shortage, because they could shut the water off at any time. Okay? They have that power because it's hooked up to their grid. But if you have the means, like some people that live off the grid, they don't need to worry about that. But water is what you need to stock up on. That is something I really concerned, because we cannot live without water. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. Couple more things that I wanted to talk about, but I'll probably make a video, or I'll probably mention on another video, is a lot of things that come up in the gematria dates that I do want to talk about, that I didn't talk about weeks before, that when the internet went down, there was something that I wanted to talk about that, but again, I will bring that up in another video. And today is October 18th, 2021. Headlines was that Colin Powell died from complications of C-19. He was 84. So that is one of the headlines that I'm pretty sure that is buzzing everybody's ear. That you probably don't follow mainstream media. I don't, but the headlines is what the headlines are. So we kind of go with that, and we have to kind of dig in, read between the lines. Okay, y'all. I'm gonna end this video. I will see y'all next video. And like always, thank you for watching.